So this time I think I've managed to lower the delay so that it isn't half a minute. Or no, actually no, it was a bit more than half a minute, but I think I got it to work. I'm gonna So I've improved things. I've gotten a new controller to make things a bit more comfortable than they were before with the weird shaped Switch controller. Well, I mean, it's fine, but I'd say that this controller is a lot better in terms of my not too very used to mode of TV, which is annoyingly the only way to capture. And if I could stream or capture my Switch in handheld, then even if it was like a $50 device, I'd go, yep, sure. $50? Yeah, that's a good price. Well, no, that doesn't exist. Because that wasn't the idea of the Switch. Oh, yeah, also, I was, before I was starting the stream, actually, like a while ago. So, I'm not sure if I think it's already showed up yet. So I have this, and I also got another image. Just realized I didn't test this one. I really should have. Does it work? Did my little picture work? Oh, yeah, it works. So it's a little like circle I made with no background, so I could like, oh look, there's a G. That's literally just for this moment, and then I'm just probably not going to use it ever again. It's to showing. So the thing I thought was, so this was before I was, uh, again, a while before I was starting, and I was trying to start up the computer so I could get things started up for the stream. And now this is where this, wait, whoops, that's the waiting thing. So if you look around, I was going to try and make it like massive and say, so if you look at this image, the entire thing, bad joke, taking a while to, nope, now I'm moving things around that I didn't want to move around. Everything else was planned except for this part. Yeah, so the reason why I have these is because this is like, so I went upstairs after turning on, let it start up. It's got like 6 terabytes of storage, so it takes a while to start everything up with that, even though less than like half a terabyte is being used, like a lot less. Probably not even 100 gigabytes, probably a lot less. So basically, it should have loaded by the time I went and got a snack and came back, but it didn't. And normally, I'm not going to try to resize it. So normally, this monitor would show the sign-in, and this one is secondary, so it's just blank. But as you can see, it's moving things around that I'm not wanting to. This one. So as you can see, this one's on, but this one isn't turning on, and I was wondering why it wasn't. So then I decided to search up about it, and the only thing that came up was something called the, I think, black screen of death, and I was like trying to figure out, how do I fix this? It's not the best computer, but it's also the only computer with the amount of convenience compared to setting up a laptop that wouldn't even be able to support two of the, or it could support one, and the middle one there is on because it's a separate device, and it's just going to the Switch. So the thing I thought was, what do I do? I tried things that I heard and nothing was working. This one wouldn't turn on. and it said stuff like, "Oh, do these shortcuts to like switch a monitor," and I thought, and this is where this little highlighter thing I made is that's what I've called it. Now I'm moving things again that I didn't want. So if you look at this one, you can see this is where this comes in. You can see, it's on and active. But when I looked over at the other one, and these are both of the side ones are the same monitor. The middle one's just a bigger one. I'd like to select the highlighter. You look here, see a little dark or a little lighter part. The indicator isn't on, so when I went to turn that on, suddenly everything just worked. And it came on because, yeah, that's the default screen. It just didn't turn on. Yeah. Yeah, so it was all due to just not realizing that that monitor just didn't turn on. Nothing was wrong with the computer. Could have been something wrong with the monitor, but it's working fine. And remove that one and switch to this one. Also, yesterday, me and my friend came up with a joke. I started most of the joke, he kind of finished it. So we have deemed this weapon, the carbon roller, the full course meal. And the reason why is because first you got, so the thing my friend added in was like what the special would be, and he called it the Olive Garden Unlimited Breadsticks, which fits enough. And then we have the appetizer, the splat bomb. And the reason why this is all so funny is because first you give them so you can give them the unlimited breadsticks, optional. But the funnest thing is when you give them a little, a little food to start off with, the splat bomb, damage them a bit. And then once they've had their appetizer, you go for the main course, which is a hit in basically any way with the roller. And if you hit a group with the splat bomb and just not a vertical hit with the roller, but just, a standard swing, even the smallest hit from the ink from the roller will just wipe out the other team. So it's a full course meal that can end the entire other team if they're in the right spot, and it's really fun. And you can basically use it as if it were one of these, because this one is like with the direct hits, it's a one hit kill. And this one, I think the idea was that it's a bit weaker, but with more speed. I'm pretty sure that was the idea of this. But you can get back that extra damage, or if not more damage, from the hit of the burst. Oh, it's I just realized I never actually checked the name. It's a burst bomb. And this is a splat bomb. Oh, yeah, so the special is the unlimited breadsticks. Optional splat bomb is the appetizer, and the roller finishes them off with the main course. And I've been using this to get from A- all the way back up to A. The not promising thing is that now that I'm in TV mode using the new controller to hopefully improve my skill, which it has a little bit, that the match that I just did I reached the yellow line, and I would have been an A-. I could try the combo on the dummy, but you'll probably most likely see me use it here. So the idea is that it's that and then that. Or if you really want to do it, it's more of a like that, and it just wipes out anyone in the line. The only thing is that it uses up obviously a lot of the ink. I'm gonna try not to do it. Oh, there was a good example. And if I would have missed there, as long as I hit them in some way, it still would have been. Yeah, that probably wouldn't have gotten him if I didn't do that. Something that's also fun is to just hear the little of when you actually hit someone. One thing I've also tried to remember is that if you get killed with if you get killed within the zone, it's quite bad because the explosion you cause can cover a spot. So whenever I whenever I think I'm about to be killed, I try and get off of the zone. Not sure if YouTube is just not updating correctly. I'll notice I had to reload the app or reload the video. The idea I had with this basically combo is that if I can try and perfect this as much as possible, this might be what allows me to get it, well, hopefully into A+ again and into S, which I haven't been able to get into because you need to be good at the game, and also have good teammates is another important thing. Somewhere I remember seeing on a website the skill, the way to like sort of figure out what the other opponents try and do, because then you could maybe tell what they're about to do next and counter it. The thing is that because of my lack of planning in many ways, I don't have much of a pattern, as in I just do things. So it's usually quite hard. But sometimes I'll go, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I do that for a while, and then I decide maybe I'm doing that too much, and I'll just change it randomly. Yeah, one sort of obvious thing is that you can kind of swap between the burst bomb and then it hits, or hit then a burst bomb. Hearing someone would be here. You can also use it to, from a distance, take out someone's armor. The one thing I think I should probably try doing is getting armor that has, well, the abilities I currently have, but with the sub-abilities of lessening the amount of ink it takes to use the splat bomb. Surprising the amount of uses one thing can have, because this platform has another good use of covering a wall. It's not usually too beneficial of covering a wall, but if you need to go past somewhere, but you also want to like perf the ink for later, like here I can cover that so I can get over it next time, or here without really stopping. You can also cover this to hide higher up. Trying to think of things to talk about. Actually, wait. So, me and my friend use Discord, like a lot of people usually do. Also, annoyingly, our favorite app, Hangouts, went away and got replaced with Chat, which has like different features, looks different, doesn't have calling features. It's really annoying. But one thing that we did on Discord was we created an entire Discord server with the only purpose of it being holding random things that we have, like images, videos, and just whatever we think seems funny or strange, and then we could like show it. The idea was just random things. Maybe if we don't know what to talk about, it's just random things to talk. So he called it the topics of conversation. And we have weird and sometimes even questionable images that he would most likely use. A lot of them are like Undertale related things. One thing I didn't know that he also told me was that and I didn't think about this, that auto bombs can track people who are hiding in their ink. So you could actually use technically you could use the auto bombs to, or the auto bomb rush to locate people. One, because they're gonna probably be moving out of the way, and two, because even if they don't really get them, actually now I think about every special is probably gonna do that. If someone's hiding in a like an alleyway kind of area, you can use an auto bomb as you pass or before you pass to see if anyone's in there, since they have a quite wide range. I'm wanting to open Discord on this computer to be able to like just grab one of the images, but if I do that, then the simple way of saying it is the computer's really not going to appreciate having the streaming software OBS Task Manager and Discord open. I know this because when it tried to auto-launch Discord, it slowed down the computer. Like, a lot. And I had to try and spam the close button to try and get it to stop. And then also figure out how to stop it from auto-starting like that. So that would have been a good time to have Autobahn, because they would have gone right for them, and I would have known not to go that way. I was thinking about going this way, but I decided not to, which I should have, because I could have even jumped over them. Another thing that I've learned is there's actually many things you can do with the opposing team's missiles, from using them to your advantage, or even just either using them to your advantage by trying to spread as much as possible to then cover it up, get points to fill your special, or you could just, like most people, I'm pretty sure know, is just stand still until they start coming down. Just move out of the way to prevent them from covering as much ground. One example I'd say of why I think Discord being open right now would cause the computer to lag is if I opened Google, if I were to, like right now, just open Google, the first thing that would happen is the computer would lag. And it wouldn't like open all the previous open tabs. The only one it opens is Gmail, because it was a pinned tab. And we are losing very badly. And what this computer currently is just so made with parts that are so old that literally just opening the Google app of the browser would literally be enough to lag the computer. Bye. One thing I remembered seeing on my previous stream was that there was... So on the first Splatoon stream I did, I got this weird comment in the live chat. Actually, two of them. On the second one, I got a comment in the just standard comments, and I'm pretty sure it's from the same person. And the thing is, I thought it was maybe in a different language, so I tried translating it, and it came up with basically the same thing. And I don't know if it's... With help from my friend, we guess that it's a scam of some kind, but I don't know how that would be a scam, because no way to understand what it's saying. I checked to see if it's... To say it's a bot, do you know what the purpose of it might be? Besides being annoying? Well, that's the only purpose I could think of. It looks as if it says that there's a link in it, but when I go to check like what it is, nothing comes up. Funny thing about the combo that I figured out was that I didn't actually watch anything. I just thought, oh, if I throw one of these and then another one because the bombs are quick and then the roller is quick, then I could probably get like a combo hit and allow me to do basically a hit that even if it misses, it will do devastating damage anyway. And one thing from our random topics of conversation Discord thing is that my friend sent like a funny meme picture. Then I noticed something kind of off about that message, which was, and I checked like 4 different times when I saw it, because I'm not sure if I'm either seeing it wrong or if it is like wrong. But it says that it was 12:36 a.m. and it says that that message or the picture he sent was today at 12:39 a.m. like a few minutes after. And obviously I then proceeded to send that image or that picture of the pictures because it was a funny topic of conversation. I'm hoping at some point next week. I was told that there were new, I'm pretty sure there was new computer parts that someone had that they were wanting to give me. And if they're the right cards, then I might actually be able to use a processor they gave me, but compared to the one that I'm using now for this computer, it's so compared to the processor in the computer I'm using now is I think like 5 times faster. And if I could get that processor working, then I'd be able to actually open Discord while the stream is actually going without the first audio cutting out, because the audio goes from the switch to the capture device and then it goes through the stream and then gets outputted to my speakers and then the stream, which means that if I stress out the computer too much and the computer lags, then the audio will lag, but the game won't. Because so the capture card I have is like $100 capture card. I wanted to make sure that it would be a good one that would work with from an old computer like this to like a high-end computer. And it has a feature that allows it to output. So there's a feature that allows it to output to the stream and also to a separate monitor. So I can do stuff like view it while playing. As in I'd actually be able to do what I'm doing now, capture and see it on the screen. Which is kind of important if I want to see what I'm doing. So basically the reason why I'm saying that is that it can output to the monitor because it does all the capturing as a HDMI out for the monitor separately. I'm trying to focus and talk whenever I die so I can focus on talking. Try and get the zone back before I continue talking. The thing I use to edit my videos depends. If it's a live stream, then nothing. Unless you mean what's being used to stream is OBS. But to make my normal videos, I use a very advanced app. You can tell that was a joke. It's called iMovie and it comes, I'm pretty sure, pre-installed on most iPhones. And then so a very useful feature that I hope never has any reason to go away is on iPhones there's a thing you can enable called screen recording, which does have a few limitations, which is you can't obviously record any kind of call audio, but it will record basically everything else. Well, everything on your screen. It ends if you turn off your phone, and I use it to screen record YouTube. And the reason why I do this is it's a very easy way of getting audio. Like, if I want an effect, all I have to do is go to the video, click screen record. It starts after like 3 seconds, and then the next problem would be getting it to be a file so I could use it. Oh no, he's here. My friend. Saying funny things. I'm confused because an alarm I set to go off that was supposed to be an idea I had for having stream be like just 2 hours and limit it to that. I don't remember what I was talking about before. Oh, now I remembered. So it's hard to focus on what you're talking about when something like that. So the thing I was saying before was how being checked. So I had an alarm that was supposed to tell me to stop streaming after 2 hours. But because I didn't start at a specific time, it has gone off the wrong time. I set it to go off at 2 p.m. because it was going to start around 1, or well, 12. But I guess I got distracted and started a while later. So the stream says it's only been going for 43 minutes. One thing I'm surprised that, well, maybe I haven't been checking, but I decided to use OBS's feature of a thing I tried to show my friend, which I don't really remember very well because I'm trying to focus on the game, and he could tell me if he is still here, but I tried to help him out with getting live chat to appear as like a different tab, allowing you to view it while you're streaming basically without needing another device. Also, because I'm not paying attention, I don't know. I see you have said, I don't know how to do that. Are you talking about how to get a live chat to appear in the OBS software? You quickly open the stream on my phone so I can see if oh. So if you have it the way I have it set up, which is the normal thing of scenes, sources, audio mixer, and control, which is how it normally is. So if you right click on, I'm pretty sure there's another way to do it. I unfull screened it. So if you right click on the basic way to explain it is if you right click on the name or the big gray bar or whatever color it is, I don't know if you can change it. So if you right click on those names around that area, it'll show up a bunch of things with checkboxes, and at the bottom there's one called chat. So for example, if I click on the option of themes, I get stuff like scenes, sources, mixer, and at the very bottom there's a chat option, and it becomes a different. So by default it'll appear in that area. There's like another little menu, but you can also drag, I'm pretty sure, any of those out as a different like Windows window. And that's how I'm trying to keep track of the live chat a bit quicker, because it's a lot bigger on the monitor than it is on a small phone. Well, I mean, my phone isn't small, but compared to a monitor, it is very small. One weird thing I've noticed that I don't think would affect most people unless they're using gyro controls and are like flicking the controller around like crazy is that if you, so I'm just gonna try and do an example right now since, so if you were to flick it like that, if you flick it quick enough to one direction, it won't do much, but it can sometimes change the direction you're facing by like a tiny bit, or basically it'll confuse the gyro controls and change the basically zero position. I'm guessing that's a good example of why it's sort of important to have the reset thing available to use at any time. I'm gonna change my timer really quick, or alarm. one thing I do a lot that I think other people might do if they were ever streaming is that whenever I'm talking, I don't focus as much on the game, which is not a thing, but I sort of switch from being focused to just doing like very basic things. So instead of like trying to plan out something, I'll just do something. Which obviously can cause a problem. We should probably start using this again. Where the super jumping it's a little bit important. It's definitely not sometimes a crucial thing that can be the difference between bad or a good game. Still really strange to see whenever I reload the stream that no one's watching, because it doesn't count me, because it hasn't registered that I'm back on the stream. Also, because of noise filtering that I turned on OBS, which is another complicated, another confusing thing to try and explain. I think it's just like right click on a microphone, filters. Oh yeah, that's it. Never mind, it's a lot easier than I thought. And it basically, so I thought it would just filter out like loud noises, and then I tried blowing on the mic and, well, no sound was picked up, but then I started like, I just made like a random noise and it just picked it up like perfectly. But obviously it's a bit more stress on the computer to try and process, like, if it's a sound it should be trying to pick up. And the things it's probably been canceling out a lot is, one, the squeaking of my chair, which I move around a lot, so that's kind of a big thing. I probably shouldn't be sitting there. I just realized that. Seems like the other team around can quickly make it easier to maneuver around. Inconvenient time for them to get the armor. I'm gonna say this was a good idea, but it's not. But it seems to be working out a little bit at least. I'm also realizing how short the delay is again, because I finished that sentence and when I stopped talking I heard myself say it. Also, sometimes I'm pretty sure that we can see our team's both lines. Yeah. Thing is that they look, I'm pretty sure it's somewhat exactly the same, very close to the same. So it's hard to tell if it's just a teammate trying to hit someone near me or if it's the other team. So I've learned that there's one important thing to always come and check on is if the thing up there has been activated. That could mean that someone's coming over. It's also why it's fun to, don't usually do it on that side. It's also fun to just toss one there and confuse the other team to try and focus over there a little. I don't know if we won because I wasn't looking, but I can check the stream. I didn't see it happen. Anyway. I just realized that it's... So I thought it wasn't gonna pick up the sound of this water bottle that I have near me. But apparently I'm wrong. Because we're just looking for like higher pitched sounds. So what if I don't know, I have a penny for some reason on my table. Will it pick this up? Yeah, it does. What if I like... Wait, did the filter turn off or something? Because now it's detecting the things that it wasn't before. So I don't know what other people use, but so if it isn't obvious, I use the gyro controlled I'm pretty sure other people might use the same thing I do, where I use the joysticks mostly, and then I use gyro controls to kind of adjust a little, or get the accuracy that I can't get with the joysticks. Because without both of them being on, I'd probably miss a lot more. So I can kind of like counter my inaccuracy a little bit. It's usually really helpful with the roller, because if you try and hit something, you have like a second to adjust a little bit. And it's me really useful. So that's one of the so what just happened right now. It's a good example of the full course meal. Which now that I realize if anyone would have been in, or anyone who would have been watching right now, just started watching, wouldn't understand what I mean. Unless they started from the beginning of the video. And someone is here, so I'm just gonna guess that they're a new person and explain why we've now when I lose this rank, possibly I won't rank down. It will instead just be a little bit annoying instead of extremely annoying. thing I'm not sure about is what will happen once I get to S. The only thing I am somewhat sure about is that once you get to S, it's a bit harder to rank down from S. If not, then it's definitely... I know X does that. Or I think it was that if you are under like a certain score or something by some time, then you'll rank down. Instead of like failing a bunch of times within the time limit. I'm not sure, but I think the other team's in danger. I just remembered this little danger thing in the corner. Really funny as a person with a small YouTube channel that not too many people know about, that when I go to like the statistics and stuff of my channel, like 4 people have subscribed to me over the previous 28 days, and because for a small channel that isn't a lot, it goes oh, I got +4 subscribers over the previous 28 days. That's 300% more than usual. And it just shows these massive numbers because of comparing to what I usually get. And obviously that's not a lot. A funny idea I had for a short video that I was making. So the idea I had was basically, it says, I think it was like the amount of time people rewatch the video or let it loop. And I thought even though not very many people watch my videos multiple times, well, the short videos, I'm trying to focus a bit more because we're losing badly. Very bad. So I decided that because of the short thing, that even if not many people watch my videos, that I could. I think I'm pretty sure that we're gonna, unless we can do that. Where'd that come from? See him coming this way. Someone up there, which I sort of expected. Focusing so much on the game that I'm not remembering what I was saying before. The thing I was saying before is how the statistics will tell you how many times people rewatched your video as a percent. Well, I decided, well, if it's based on how many times they rewatch it and it loops on its own, what happens if I make it incredibly short, causing it to loop very quickly? And the result of that was like 5 people watching it, and the rewatch percent going from the usual, like, I think it was 20% to like 20 to 100%, to going to like 1,000 or something. Maybe it's 1,700. I think all those went in the river. Yeah, but after a while, the actually no, after like a few minutes, the rewatch percent went from like 100 to 1,000% or something. It's not that anymore because less people have rewatched it. It's one sort of strange fact that I've done before and just decided to keep doing anyway was that what I will do is I'll like every video on my channel, with the idea being that not one video on my channel doesn't have 0 likes. Not really sure what's going on over there, but I'm pretty sure the team's somehow keeping them all back. And if that is true, and I look at the new area that I found in the Switch Online app for the Splatoon section, where I can actually like view the victory, what rank I am, if I ranked up or not, the map, as well as specials launched, kills got, times I was killed, the power level, what mode it was, what our score actually was, which was a KO, where we fully won, as well as every stat of the other team, as well as our. So I could, like, for example, be able to tell what the other team was wearing, had equipped, what I had equipped during that match. Basically most of the information from that last match, as well as I think like a few previous ones. And actually, one of the statistics sort of helped me, which was that usually most of the time the other team would get the most kills, and I suddenly thought, oh, maybe there's a thing I should think about, which is it's sort of important to actually kill them a lot. And before I thought, why would you do that? But it's important because it means that you're keeping them away. And the more kills you get, the more you were pushing them farther back. But it's not always the case. Because it could just mean that someone has non-stop tried to kill people. I'm concerned that we kept the zone twice now. Yeah, there's an example of the statistics. The person there's named Supernova is an example because I don't know what the anything about what they're wearing, since I don't usually focus on gear that way. They are A rank minus. They got 4 kills. Died once, used 1 special of ink armor. How many points they got, what gear they were using. Doesn't say the name, which is what I was hoping it would say, because I don't know the name. They're using an NZAP 85, and apparently it also shows their icon, which I didn't know. And also apparently you can click on the weapon to see other things like turf ink, what kind, the amount of wins. There's a lot of data you can get just from the Splatoon app. Oh yeah, another thing is the time from like the month, day, week, and the time that the battle started to, as well as how long the battle lasted. Really annoying that I can see things coming, but I just can't react to them. So I can see the curling bomb approaching me, but I don't focus on it until it's like too late to react. One thing that can also be useful, I don't think I'll be able to show it, because I have to wait till someone's on top of something, like this. But you can kill them if they're up there by, well, just attacking near it. And I'm saying this because before what I thought you had to do was like be on their level kind of thing, because I thought it would like miss, but apparently no, it will hit them. I'm gonna lose again. Definitely gonna lose again. Well, not really again. Only the separate live chat window would show how many people are. Wait. Actually, I think there's a separate option for that. We have to click on it versus just standard watching the video on a different device, which shows how many people are watching as well as the chat. So I can actually see like how many people are in the stream, which I guess I could just switch to that and to see if anyone is actually on, and then I can check the chat. It's crazy how much the little black line in the middle of that's moving. People are like crazily fighting. I'm lucky that I ran out of ink. You see them trying to do that trick I was talking about before, and it looks like someone glitched on top of the platform. I move my mouse and suddenly the audio cuts out. These specials are gonna be live. Imagine if a special wasn't based on a time, instead based on like how many. So basically, if you use the auto bomb launcher, instead of having a certain amount of time you use it, instead deactivates, stops. Basically, instead of having a timer, it has an amount. What happens if I move the mouse again? Does it lag again? No, but the usage just goes up to 90. And if I, in OBS, I can like highlight over the capture or the video and like move it around. And if I just move the mouse from nothing to that rapidly, it should appear in the stream, the task manager. You can see as I like cause a little blue border comes around it, or around the video. And as I keep getting that to appear and disappear, you can see the usage goes up by a lot. But if I stop, set 47, start doing it again. Is this computer really that slow? Just literally highlighting over something causes it to slow down. Just spamming between moving a mouse from on top of something to get it to be highlighted with just literally a blue border to not, and doing that, like, just jittering the mouse back and forth. Is that really how bad this computer is? How little it takes to slow it down? It's making more and more sense why Google is enough to cause it to like stop working properly. No, don't go over it. You want... What I was gonna say is don't swim over it. You want to take basically the shortest route out of there, away from the zone, because the more you move around, the larger area it covers. Like this, and then just shrink it down as much as possible. Well, at least that's what I think. I guess that's a good way to end that match. Also a good way to end off the stream, because I don't think I'd have enough time to do another battle. There's two other things that are great ways to end off the stream. Bringing my rank back up to A, where we started, as well as leveling up, sadly, away from the funny number. But it also brings us closer to the really bigger number. I still don't have any way of ending a stream in a way that makes sense. To change it up a bit, we'll switch to a blank screen, just end it after that. So bye.